Welcome and good afternoon. Fade to Black breaking news for Monday, May 8th, 2023. This is all of the news that you need. I'm Jimmy Church, and let's get straight to it. I'm fresh off of a weekend in Las Vegas, by the way. Spent it at the Luxor. It was all business, and I did some other stuff. You know, you got to get some R&R in, right? But life is good. I'm back. Let's get to the news on this day in history. 1950. Police in Silkeborg, Denmark, were alerted to the discovery of a corpse in a bog. It was revealed to be a remarkably preserved bog body and was given the name Tolland Man. His remains, as well as those of Elling Woman, which were found nearby, are on display at the Silkeborg Museum on this day in 1950. Here's your fader fact. Since the 15th century, the national animal of Scotland is the unicorn. And that is your fader fact. Let's get to the breaking news. Scientists have named a group of butterflies after Sauron from the Lord of the Rings. Experts hit on the name Saurana because of the black rings on the insect's orange wings reminded them of the all-seeing eye described in the J.R.R. Tolkien's books. The Natural History Museum of London hopes the unusual title will draw attention to the species and help generate more research. Two species of butterfly, the Saurana triangular and the Saurana aurigera, are the first members of the group, but it is expected many more species will join them. Saurana. The United Nations nuclear watchdog, we've got to keep our eyes on this, by the way. That's why it's obviously a watchdog group, has raised concerns as to the safety of the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant, describing the situation as increasingly unpredictable after Moscow ordered the evacuation of residents. More than 1,600 people, including 660 children, have been evacuated. The nuclear plant, Europe's largest nuclear power station, is held by Russian forces, but mostly operated by Ukrainian workforce. The evacuation of the town amid rumors of an anticipated counteroffensive, which the southern region likely will be a major target as Kiev seeks to push back Moscow's invasion. Yeah, we don't need a nuclear disaster. Okay. A 48-year-old woman survived 5 days stranded in the bush in Australia by eating candy and drinking a single bottle of wine. Lillian Ip set off on what was meant to be a short trip on Sunday, traveling through the dense bush in Victoria, but she hit a dead end after taking a wrong turn and her vehicle became stuck in the mud. Miss Ip, who doesn't drink, by the way, only had a bottle of wine in the car. She was planning to give it as a present. After 5 nights stranded, she was discovered by emergency services this past Friday as they flew overhead as part of the search. Absolutely incredible. Yeah, wine and candy. Survivor's tools. Canada's oil and gas producers shut down some production after Alberta was hit by an unprecedented wildfire season, although rain and cooler weather are expected to bring some relief later today. The country's main oil-producing province declared a state of emergency on Saturday due to wildfires, shutting production of at least 185,000 barrels of oil equivalent per day, or about 2% of total Canadian output, and displacing nearly 30,000 residents. Canada is home to the world's third largest reserves, and most of these are in northern Alberta's vast oil sands. More than 100 wildfires are still active, with more than 30 classified as out of control. I'll keep you posted. Now, Virgin Galactic. Virgin Galactic is still operational. That satellite division is the Virgin division that has gone bankrupt. But Virgin Galactic is still happening. They will fly to space for the first time in nearly 2 years later this month. The company announced today that it's targeting late May for Unity 25, its fifth ever space flight and first since July of 2021. And that's when Richard Branson launched into space with 3 other passengers. Like Virgin Galactic's 4 previous space flights, the coming mission will be a test, but it is expected to be the last such trial. Unity 25 is the final assessment of the full spaceflight system before commercial space tourism starts. Check this, in late June. Absolutely incredible. All right, I'm pretty excited. So I'm going to leave you with this. The summer movie season is kicking off. All right, it's already happening. And the list of stuff that are a must see, at least for me, and I'm sharing this with you, is pretty impressive. Now, we already know that on May 5th, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 premiered in theaters, and that is out now. Pretty good reviews, by the way. But listen to what is upcoming over the next few months. It's insane. You have Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, and that premieres on June 2nd. Excited about that. Transformers Rise of the Beasts. That premieres June 9th. The Flash premieres June 16th. And for me, what I think is going to be the movie of the year, Asteroid City by Wes Anderson, that premieres June 16th. And then you have Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. That's June 30th. And right after that, you have Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. Isn't this like Mission Impossible 5? And that premieres July 12th. And then you have the second most exciting movie of the year for me personally, Barbie. And that premieres July 21st. And then also on the same day, Oppenheimer. I'm really looking forward to this. That also premieres on July 21st. And then you have The Meg 2. That's right, The Meg 2, The Trench. That is August 4th. And then one of my favorite video games of all time is Gran Turismo on Sony PlayStation. The movie version of this premieres August 11th. It's called Gran Turismo. And you probably already got the idea behind the film, right? A player of the game gets really, really good, gets noticed, and then gets pulled into a racing team. So that premieres. I'm going to check that out. It's going to be great. That's August 11th. And then Blue Beetle. Now, Blue Beetle premieres August 18th. And this is one of the first, if not the first, Latino superheroes. And that is August 18th. That is an amazing summer season of movies coming up. Back to back to back to back to back. I left out all the fluff. This is just the good stuff. All right, there's your Fade to Black breaking news. All of the news that you need for this Monday, May 8th, 2023. Fade to Black breaking news is produced by Renee Newman. I'm Jimmy Church, and I just have one thing to say. Go Backley Tappy.